The Katakuris run a guest house within the countryside, but far removed from any main connecting links, with word of a road's development being unfulfilled. Often quiet, quaint, and uneventful, one stormy night brings a nameless guest to their house, which results in the guest taking his own life. Each new arrival seems to die within the walls of the Katakuri's guest house, leading the family to take drastic measures as an attempt to keep their business and family at peace, hide the bodies, and hope nobody finds them. This is Takashi Miike's The Happiness of the Katakuris, inspired by Jee-woon's The Quiet Family, sharing a similar premise of a family's hunting lodge where the guests often die. Miike's approach to this premise serves as a display of unexpected genre fusions. Horror, comedy, fantasy and musical all coalesce into a maximalist surrealism that could be one of Takashi Miike's most wildly imaginative works, proving that the often busy director, renowned for his hyper-violent Yakuza thrillers and his extreme horror excess, churning out multiple films a year, can also deliver a truly feel-good romp, celebrating unity and human opportunity. Certain setups for gags regularly border on morbid, dark and concerning. Romantic scams, asphyxiation, and zombies become inspirations for comedy and even musical numbers, but it's Takashi Miike's ability to revel in the transgressive with giddiness that transforms potentially upsetting moments into self-awareness and light-hearted, well-humoured irony. Simply saying The Happiness of the Katakuris is a bonkers film is underselling it. The film doesn't care whether the audience is ready for its sudden shifts. Live-action scenes will leap into absurd stop-motion sequences depicting a cherub being eaten, then reborn, only to be eaten again. The increasing number of dying guests becomes a source of humour, when each death becomes more unexpected than the last. And the numerous musical numbers peppered throughout the film, often mimicking and parodying popular musical conventions, from the overtly romanticised escapism reflecting the elation of love at first sight, to the delightful karaoke number reminiscent of a campy music video detailing the way that the guesthouse owners met. There is often an ironic slant to each of these musical numbers, usually embracing excess and the overly dramatic for comedic impact, a method of subverting our assumptions regarding family-led movies. But these moments also earnestly reveal more to us about our characters, their desires, anxieties, and eventually how the Katakuris can overcome their adversities through a family unity. The Happiness of the Katakuris is ultimately about unity. Within the film, the focus is on the unity of the Katakuri household, but this sentiment can extend to our own families, or trusted social circles, a reliable community, and even chosen families too. With the support of those we can rely on surrounding us, The Happiness of the Katakuris suggests how anything is possible, even in the literal sense, as the Katakuri's own unity saves their guest house as they lift it up and ride the torrent of lava from the nearby volcano eruption, an event that should be physically impossible, and yet the sentiment is that the core unity can overcome anything, because that's how it feels. In the most peculiar circumstances, the Katakuris remain stronger as a unit, putting aside previously held negative assumptions about each other, determined to overcome what life throws their way, whether it's the unexpected deaths of their guests, or the anxiety that the police have arrived to arrest them. The reason why the Katakuris overcome their obstacles like this, and possibly a good motivation as to why we should overcome our own struggles through communal unity, is that the film acknowledges we all die, and that humanity will eventually cease to be. A potentially depressing prospect is transformed into a source of optimism, because if anything, our ends should give us more reason to live earnestly, like each day is our last, where happiness becomes an act of defiance, where we can acknowledge life should be joyous, loving, and a testament to our own existence. This is why the happiness that the Katakuris seek becomes so important. In establishing a family-run business, in seeking a second chance after a rough patch, or in a search for romantic connection. The family's search for happiness becomes our search for happiness too, where we recognise our days are numbered, but at least we did the best with what life gave us. Life is our opportunity, and it is up to us to do what we can with it. In conclusion, Takashi Miike's The Happiness of the Katakuris is a wonderfully ridiculous ride through a family's struggle to keep their business afloat, made all the more uplifting due to the recognition that this family makes the best of their worsening circumstances, a potential source of inspiration for viewers who feel directionless or lost with their own obstacles. Even if you don't feel a close identification with the Katakuri family, there's one thing for sure that everyone who watches this film can agree upon. It's delightfully fucking weird. A special thank you to my incredible tier Patreon supporter Gil, and to my super tier Patreon supporters Constantine Bombelli and Jamie.